Okay, so this is me, Yaya. It's nighttime. I just spent a few hours trying to draw a storyboard. Lots of crumpled paper resulted from that. I also tried to use some paint programs, some shaping programs, some Photoshop programs. I also tried to take pictures from the internet and edit them in a way that would make the storyboard work. That wasn't working out, so I'm taking a different approach to this whole storyboard thing. I'm going to go through, I'm walking in my car right now, and I'm going to basically film the outline of this script. Of course, the lighting isn't how I want it. I don't have actors. It's nighttime. The car isn't in the area that I need it to be in, etc., etc. So this is very much a skeleton, a draft, a storyboard. So I hope that this counts for the assignment. I know that drawing skills didn't count towards the grade, but I really couldn't even draw even stick figures were failing me. So this is what I came up with. I'm here at the car now. I'm going to go inside and I'll see you guys in a minute. So here we are in the back seat of the car. This is going to be shot from the perspective of Mike. The rest of the storyboard is also going to be shot from the perspective of Mike. I wanted to give this piece a feeling of the unknown, of taking out of context. I'm not going to be showing any of the faces of the characters in this storyboard, because I feel that with only 2 pages of a script, I'm taken out of context. I don't know what's going on. I want to pass that on to the viewer. So no faces. We're going to keep... We don't know anything, and I'd like to keep it that way as much as possible. So I'm making the assertion that Mike is awake. Debbie is still asleep. We're going to get to that later. And we're opening with the shot where Santiago's sitting in front, or at least I'm assuming it's a Santiago, even though that's a little bit normative. But the police officer is going to be coming up to the window, which is being masked by the back of the seat and that seatbelt thing. I wouldn't want that seatbelt thing there, ideally. It's a little bit distracting. But the police officer is coming up to the window and asking Santiago for passports, documents, and the like. We're going to follow the action now as Amelia and Santiago pass the documents. That's going to be happening right around here. We're going to be seeing hands. Of course, we're going to be seeing a little bit of their legs based on the angle. But we're going to keep the faces anonymous. So the papers are being passed. We're going to keep the action. We're going to wrap around this angle a little bit. We're going to poke our head out. We're going to be able to see a little bit of Santiago's chin here probably, but we're still going to have the police officer. Alright, I don't know what I'm going to say right here. But so the police officer is looking at the documents, starts asking about the children. Santiago asserts that we are Amelia's nephews. This makes Amelia a little bit nervous, and I'm assuming that it's also making the children a little bit nervous because we are not her nephews. So I'm going to do a little bit of shuffling. I'm going to start getting back into a hiding position. I'm going to kind of look over at the legs of my younger sister, Debbie. I don't even know if she's younger, but I'm going to look over at Debbie over here. Still not seeing her face. She's still asleep. I'm getting a little bit antsy, which is why I'm kind of looking about. Then we are going to get to the part where he asks for the children's documents. Of course, we're going to move back in. There's some more passing of documents going on. We see that. And the officer starts to smell alcohol and starts to sense that there's a problem. Santiago and Amelia are acting a little bit weird. Debbie wakes up. Okay, so we're going to move over here. Debbie's waking up. We're not seeing her face. We're seeing most of her body here and a little bit of her legs. And the officer's asking if Amelia is actually her aunt, to which Debbie says no. The officer says something in his radio and asks Santiago if he's drunk. We're moving back here. There's going to be some high tension here. We're going to have some dramatic pauses, but doesn't mean that really doesn't have anything to do with the storyboarding of this. So we're back to the shot that we originated in. We can see the officer standing right at the door, and he and Santiago have their exchange. He tells Santiago to get out of the car. Santiago says, "Why, officer?" And the officer says he's counting to 3, and he brings his hand to his gun, which we will be able to see very clearly. It's going to be in the center of the window, masked on both sides, bringing all of our attention to it. So that concludes the storyboard on video form. the guidelines were a little bit vague, but like I said, I tried drawing, I tried doing the Photoshop thing, the paint thing, really wasn't working out for me, so this is what I came up with. If I have to do stills, I can make stills from this, but I think that the way that I've set this out, if this were to be completed, I think it would have a really nice feel to it. It would, ideally, you don't know what's going on. You're just as confused as I am looking at the script. You can tell that there's a lot of drama. This is serious. I guess I didn't have to shoot it in a serious way. I guess I could have been more creative and gone against the norm. But that's what I got. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope that it was a little bit creative, even though right now it's feeling a little bit desperate. So I hope you all are having a wonderful day.